So today we're going to start with the comparison of the compasses. This is the LIMA-TANGO standard issue lensatic compass. I've got an iPhone compass set up here just to show for reference. Magnetic north, as you can see by the red arrow there, is this direction. And these are compasses that you will generally find in most other survival kits that are for sale out there. As you can see, you've got a lot of different variations, extremely unreliable. You know, again, these two are, they're fairly pointing toward north. That one's off probably 20 degrees. That one's almost a 180 out. You know, this one is clearly off. This one's pointing this way. This one's 180 out. So completely untrustworthy. These are pretty much just junk. It's just sad that people even include these in survival kits and market them as survival kits. And on top of the obviously clearly unreliability of them, they're just cheap. I mean, look, that took me nothing to just break that right off here. You know, this is a mil-spec lensatic compass, orienteering for land navigation. You've got a clinometer for measuring elevations. You've got a bubble leveler. You've got your spider line sighting window here. You've got the sight window here, so you can get a very accurate down to the degree of shooting an azimuth or taking a bearing shot. You've also got your map scale here for 1 to 25,000. This does take a little bit of learning how to use it. There is a learning curve involved with one of these, but I encourage you to learn how to use this properly, and it's going to be invaluable if you get in a scenario where the grid is down and there's no backup. I certainly wouldn't rely on these, obviously. Some of them are, like I said, you know, 100 degrees to 180 degrees off of magnetic north there. So just a little quick comparison of the type of quality kit that you're going to get with a LIMA-TANGO survival kit versus the other guys. Okay guys, next item we're going to talk about is some outerwear. We're going to start with gloves. Here's what you're going to get with a LIMA-TANGO kit. And here's what you generally will get with some of these other kits that are out there. So with LIMA-TANGO, obviously they're very well padded, hard knuckles, good padded palm. You've also got a wrist strap, and I'll show you why that's important here in a minute. Ours are also fitted. They come in medium, large, and extra large. These are what I call one size fits none. So you're not going to get a very good fit with these as well. These are going to be very cumbersome unless you've got Sasquatch size hands, which I do not. You know, these are just gonna flip right off. There's just no dexterity, as well as these are not going to be touchscreen compatible. With LIMA-TANGO, you got touchscreen compatibility in the gloves. The other thing you're going to notice, you know, if you're out working in the dirt or the sand, or worse, in the snow, it's all going to get down through here and into your glove. With LIMA-TANGO, you got a very nice, snug, fitted wrist, so that's not going to happen. Now, as far as these go, I just call them basically a sock glove. I don't even know what to say about these. These are just, as far as I'm concerned, worthless, unless you want to look like you're at Disney World and trying to be like Mickey Mouse. So anyway, there's the glove differences between LIMA-TANGO and other general survival kits out there on the market today. Okay, now we'll take a look at some eye protective wear. This is pretty much standard issue in most survival kits that you're going to see on the market these days. You know, last time I wore a pair of one of these was back in high school wood shop. You know, do they protect your eyes? Yes, they will, obviously. But not very comfortable, not very fashionable. LIMA-TANGO, you've got a very nice tactical looking, sleek, very well nicely padded, very comfortable, well vented, good adjustability. So, you know, there's a side by side right there. All right, rainwear. Standard issue with most other survival kits out there on the market. LIMA-TANGO is going to actually give you two different options for your rainwear. We'll start with this one, which is the emergency poncho that we normally carry in our more, I guess, entry-level kits, if you will. This is Mylar PVC, very tough material, heat reflective, as you can see. It will stretch, but it takes a little bit of tugging to really get it to stretch, and it pretty much doesn't break. What you're generally going to find in a loadout with other kits is basically just disposable trash bag poncho. See-through material, very thin, easily punctured, easily torn. So I'm not sure about you, but this is not something I want to be caught out in the rain with. In addition to our entry-level poncho, you've got a little stuff sack. You've also got an emergency whistle on there as well. Again, we're all about redundancy in the kit. You're going to have several other items in the kit that will have an emergency whistle. As you move up in our product line, then you're going to get in our heavier duty ponchos like this. As you can see, very, very heavy duty. This is not going to tear, rip in any way, shape, or form. It's going to keep you perfectly dry. Drawstring around the hood. This is just a very top tier poncho, and it's going to keep you dry no matter what. Okay, let's talk about food here real quick. A lot of the other kits you're going to see are going to be these ration bars, which are good. I will give you that. They will provide good caloric energy, especially carbohydrate wise. We do include these type of ration bars in our kits. This is what is our standard 3,600 calories, but we will also supplement that with MREs. These are not bad, but if you're out there for 72 hours or more, you definitely want some real food. So on top of what we offer here, we don't offer just that. We'll also supplement in most of our kits additionally some MREs. Depending on the kit you get, you may get two. These are each going to be about 1,300 or 1,500 calories. Most of our kits start at 72 hours, and they actually go up to 7 days worth of food and water. So we supplement with these. All right, the next item we're going to talk about is the Carabiner. This is pretty much the standard issue Carabiner you're going to find in most other kits out there. You know, maybe you can hang a water bottle off your pack or use it as a keychain, but I would not use this to hang a hammock or sling any type of heavy weight. The most you're going to get is maybe 150 pounds out of that. With LIMA-TANGO, depending on what kit you get, we have two options. You've got our 12 kilonewton locking, screw locking Carabiner. 12 kilonewtons is about 2,800 pound-feet. We've also got our 25 kilonewton. That's almost 5,000 pound-feet. So these are actually real Carabiners. And again, this is locking. This is a twist lock on this one here. So these are actually usable to hang a hammock, string up your ridge line for your tent. If you have to hang some of your food up in a tree or other gear, kit, these are going to suffice. That one, good luck. All right, the next item we're going to talk about is basically sleeping systems and warmth. A lot of what you'll see out there is going to give you one of these standard foil mylar rescue blankets as a source to keep you warm as a blanket. They do work, but you know, if you're in a real survival scenario, you're out there for 48 to 72 hours plus, you know, you really need a good sleep and warmth solution. We offer several. Our first two basic ones, we offer an emergency bivy, and this is a full body bivy sack, enclosed. And as you can see, it's very similar material to the emergency poncho that we have. Very heavy duty, reflective. It's going to keep you very warm in an emergency situation, heat reflective. And if you move up in the line of our products, let me put these back out here to leave them out here. Then you're going to get our, what we call our bivouac sack. This is actually a two-person bivouac sack, bivy sack, or sleeping bag. It is heat reflective, but it's actually made of cloth, so you don't get that loud, crunchy mylar sound. Very heavy duty, high quality, drawstring, also Velcro foot opening if you needed to vent some heat. And the reason it's made for two people is it also helps to compound body-to-body heat contact together. So this is a very good piece of kit to have in emergency. Okay guys, next we're going to talk about the knives in the kits. This is generally what you're going to find in most of the survival kits that are offered out there. Small little, well, I guess it's about a 3-inch blade there, folding knife. You know, it will cut. But if you're in a no kidding survival situation scenario, would you rather have that, or would you have something like this? This is a full tang, fixed blade, Gerber knife with a MOLLE sheath. You've also got a serrated edge right there, as well as a glass break on the end. And with the MOLLE, again, you can attach this to the outside of your pack and or to your belt. Now we are experimenting, and coming in the future, you may see us, instead of this knife, we may end up with this version. We're still working with our suppliers right now. Still, again, a fixed blade, nice Gerber long full tang knife, but this one's actually going to have another ferro rod stuck in there as well. So this could almost be worn as a little bit of an EDC. Again, you know, we emphasize redundancy in these kits. Oh, put it in backwards there, back in there. Redundancy in these kits. So this may be coming to our kit soon, as well as another emergency whistle there. So here's the kit, or our knife selections versus what you generally see in some of the other kits out there. All right, the last piece of kit that we're going to go over here is your sleep or shelter solutions. Standard tube tent. You're going to see these in a lot of kits out there. I despise these things. I think they're worthless. Basically an open-ended trash bag. The only way to tack down the sides is get a couple of rocks or some logs to tack down the sides. It does come with a ridge line. That's nice of them. But this is you know, I guess it's better than nothing, but this is literally a trash bag, guys. I mean, it's fairly thick. It will do the job, but again, it's open-ended. You know, if it's a hard rain or heavy winds, it's just gonna come right in. It's gonna create basically a wind tunnel. Not gonna protect you very well. What we offer as our entry-level shelter is this right here. This is a heavy-duty Tyvek. It's closed on one end, completely closed, and it's got zipper doors on the other end. So this is basically a real tent. So you can close it off. It'll protect you from the rain, protect you from the elements. It's also heat reflective on the inside. We'll open this up and take it out a little bit. But as you can see, it's very heavy duty. This is Tyvek, very tough Tyvek material. It is not going to tear. It's also got stakes to tie down each of the four sides, a ridge line. And then as you can see, the interior is heat reflective. That's going to keep you nice and comfy and warm, in addition to one of the bivy sacks that we provide as well. And it's going to keep you out of the element, the rain, the wind, dust, things like that. So this is basically our entry level. Now, if you move on up in a product line, then we start offering things like an A-frame tent, dome tents from One Tigris and Stand Sport. So we've got several shelter solutions. In my opinion, this is just not one of them. And also, while we're talking about outerwear here, I don't really have a comparison here, but this is another product that we provide in some of our kits. This is a shemagh. It's very nice, thick cotton, very soft. These things just, it's 101 uses. You can use it as a scarf around your neck, pull it up over your face to use it as a mask, cover your head with it. There's just a lot of good uses with this, as well as even using it as a filter for larger particulate matter when you're filtering your water. So we provide these as well. And it's just a great piece of kit, and a lot of the spec operators use these a lot over in the sandbox. All right, guys, so that's a quick comparison of some of LIMA-TANGO's kit versus our competitors or whoever else is out there selling this stuff. So we hope you enjoyed that. Thank you, and stay tough.